Summer is a time for your kids to have a little bit of fun, but it's also important to continue with those routines, chores, and learning while adding in all of those fun summer activities.
Board certified behavior analyst Crystal Henderson is here to share some ideas for continuing your kids' learning during the summer. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is a phrase we all have heard, brain drain.
Right.
Yes.
We don't want that.
Right. No, we don't. We want to keep some of that routine and those chores throughout the summer, and that also helps for more of that flow back into the school year. So even in summer, you can be thinking of even kind of more chores in one sense, but not viewing them as chores. So for example, gardening. So getting the kids involved in those activities. And we want to be thinking about within those activities to incorporate reading, writing, and some math, just to help keep that going. So, you know, your homework routine, we don't want it to necessarily be sitting at the table, you know, looking at a textbook, but how can you incorporate it within your natural already summer activities that you're already doing? And as well as parents, any of your hobbies that you like, maybe start getting your children involved in those. So whether it's woodworking, whether it's sewing, whether it's gardening. And maybe for the day, if you're a working parent, say, okay, I need you to research the garden. I need you to make a list of what's in there, when it's going to be, you know, due to plant, what kind of, you know, we need to make sure we're out there weed eating it and things like that. Getting your kids involved in those, and even for some of those summer vacations as well for your older kids, help them budget. You know, for example, we're going to the Red River Valley Fair. What do we need? What do we need to bring? What's the weather going to be like? What kind of costs are we going to have? How much is the cost going to get in? Oh, and then we're going to need, you know, food for those donuts and all those treats. And how much is that going to cost? You know, be thinking about having them be a part of all your summer activities and incorporating some of that math and reading, and even with the weather, like checking those rain gauges, seeing how much rain we got, and things like that to really incorporate still that learning. You're still learning.
Yeah. I like the gardening idea too, and I'm starting to think, I know my mom tried to do the flashcards over the summer. I was not very cooperative with that, but if you would have done it in a way kind of that trick you into learning well, I need help. Like, I have this many vegetables that fit in this bed.
In August during the primary. And Minnesota Democrats have endorsed State Representative Erin Murphy to run for governor.
Like that, if you kind of make it seem almost like, hey, you're helping me solve a problem more so than like, we need to keep your brain active, it helps them out a lot.
Yes, yeah. And research shows it's important to get in at least 20 minutes of reading. So in any way, by having them research, you know, because that naturally incorporates some reading. Like I need, you know, even if it's on the internet, you know, I need you to Google, okay, you know, when do we need to be picking the watermelon? How do we keep the pumpkins under control so they don't take over the whole garden? You know, and things like that. So be thinking, you know, how can I get them to read at least 20 minutes every day by researching something that maybe we're going to do and get them invested in it. So whether it's, you know, summer activity, whether it's those chores for mowing the lawn that we have to do in the summer, from gardening to even planting flowers. And even if you're not a big gardener, maybe you just start with one plant. Hey, let's learn how to plant a tomato plant in the house maybe, or something like that, and have your child do most of the research, especially for those older kids.
One of the things that I think is so important too is the ability to communicate orally. So like, well, Isabella read a book and then she's got to give like a oral book report, like stand up, present, talk about it.
Really assigning homework this summer.
Yeah, it's like, hey, come on, you know? So more on not having brain drain right after this.